America, we got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, this is Joe Walsh. I hope you can hear me. I hope the connection is good enough, and I hope the picture works. If the quality is for shit, I apologize. That's on me. I got to get my act together. Hopefully, welcome TikTok. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this Wednesday. I apologize for my disheveled look, but I'm disheveled. Having a bad, rough morning. Hello, TikTok. Hello, Facebook. Hello, everybody. Keith, you let me know, just let me know, whisper in my ear, send me a note if the connection's bad, because if the connection's bad, I want to say that I know the connection's bad or the picture's bad, because I want to be able to tell my audience that. So Keith, I implore you, if every now and then during this, if it's not working, if the picture freezes or the connection's not great, let me know. I will improve upon this tomorrow. I'm on the road. I'm on the road this week and next week. I'm going to do a show every day this week and next week. I apologize if there are days when I do the show and it just doesn't look or sound right. Welcome, TikTok. I got a couple things I got to get off of my chest. Every time I do a show, I've got to get shit off of my chest. I have to get a couple things off of my chest this morning, so bear with me. I'm going to get these two things off of my chest. When it comes to the state of Israel, when it comes to supporting and defending the state of Israel, I take a backseat to no one in America. There is no one in America who is as pro-Israel as I am. I would give up my life to defend the state of Israel. I would defend the state of Israel every bit as passionately as I would defend my own country, the United States of America. I do not believe in a two-state solution. I've never believed in a two-state solution. I believe that one of those states, the Palestinian people, got to find another. Jordan's got to take them in. Egypt's got to take them in. All the other Arab countries have to take them in. The Palestinian people have zero interest in living in peace next to the state of Israel. The Palestinian people do not believe the state of Israel has a right to exist. As long as that is the case, this whole notion of a two-state solution is an impossibility. I'm not gonna talk about Israel today. I'm making another point. When it comes to defending Israel, I take a backseat to no one. But we do not defend in America. We do not defend Israel by trying to silence Israel's critics, by trying to shut up Israel's critics. That's not what we do in America. We don't try to stop, silence, or censor people in America who don't like Israel, people in America who are opposed to Israel, people in America who support Hamas or support Hezbollah. News flash, every American listening to me right now. I suppose everybody around the world listening to me right now. In America, an American citizen has a right to peacefully protest in support of Hamas. Do you understand that? America has the right to wave the Hamas flag. Keith, let me know if we're booping in and out, and thank you. In America, an American citizen has the right to peacefully march for Hamas or Hezbollah. We have a First Amendment. It's called freedom. It's what has always made America so special, so great, so unique. Kind of like in America, you have a right to burn the American flag. You have a right to trample all over the American flag. You have a right in America to spit on the American flag. Again, this freedom is what has always made this country the greatest, freest country in the world. I'm bringing this up because Trump and his people, and Trump talked about this on the campaign trail. Trump said on the campaign trail that Donald Trump actually said on the campaign trail that he was going to throw people in jail who burned the American flag. Again, utterly unconstitutional, utterly un-American, but that's what Trump said. Donald Trump also said during the campaign that he was going to put in jail people who express support for Hamas. Trump said that during the campaign. Trump and his people are saying the same thing now, that they want to make it illegal in America to express support for Hamas. Let's be clear, that's not constitutional. That goes against our First Amendment. As much as you and I want to condemn Hamas, and we do, condemn Hezbollah, and we do, you and I, every American citizen, ought to first and foremost support the First Amendment and defend anyone's right in this country to peacefully march for Hamas, to peacefully express public support for Hamas. As an American citizen, you have the right to do that. It doesn't matter, MAGA, if Hamas is a recognized terrorist group. You have the right in America to march and support Putin. You have the right in America to march and support Iran's evil ruling regime. In America, you have the right to peacefully protest for any terrorist organization. Again, I know many Trump supporters don't understand this, and I know actually many people on the left don't understand this either. Hate speech in America is protected. You have the right to express hatred toward Christians and Jews and Muslims and atheists and anybody. You have the right in America to peacefully protest in support of Hamas. You just do. That's not debatable. That's not arguable. That's our First Amendment. Now, you want to get rid of our First Amendment, you want to get rid of the Constitution, do it. If you want Trump to do that, do it. Because Trump's talking about doing shit like that. Trump's talking about making it illegal to burn the American flag. Trump's talking about making it illegal to peacefully protest in support of Hamas. That's unconstitutional. It goes against everything we stand for as Americans. What I'm about to say, TikTok and Facebook and everybody listening, shouldn't at all be controversial. I will defend the state of Israel until my last dying breath. And I will defend the right of any American citizen to peacefully protest in support of Hamas until my last dying breath. Because I love Israel and I love our First Amendment. I love freedom. Trump's pick, again, this is like somehow Trump and his people think you're like you're tough guys by not letting people burn the American flag or making that against the law. Somehow you're a tough guy. Like that, you're like that's pro-American. That's not pro-American. Throwing people in jail who burn the American flag, that's not pro-American. That's anti-American. That's anti-freedom. That's anti-Constitution. That's anti-First Amendment. And don't tell me you're some tough pro-Israel supporter if you want to make it illegal in America for people to peacefully express support for Hamas. You're not defending Israel by doing that. You're not defending America by doing that. That's weak. That's weak. You're attacking our Constitution. How can you defend the state of Israel and attack our Constitution? I don't expect Donald Trump to understand anything I'm saying right now because he doesn't. But I do expect Facebook, I do expect Trump supporters to understand what I'm saying. And when I say that I'm pro-Israel and I'm pro-First Amendment, and because I'm pro-Israel and because I'm pro-Constitution in America, I'll defend anybody's right to peacefully praise Hamas. And if I see somebody publicly expressing support for Hamas, oh, I'll condemn it. I'll go after it. I'll peacefully protest for Israel. I will counter that speech, right? See, here's what we do in America. If somebody's out there peacefully praising Hamas in America, that's speech. They're expressing their right to free speech. Hit me, MAGA, if I'm going too fast. And the way we counter that in America, that free speech, we counter that with other speech, our free speech, our going out to the streets and marching in support of Israel. Do you understand that? Do you understand how, even if you're super pro-America and you're super pro-Israel like I am, do you understand how it goes against everything we stand for as Americans when we support Trump's call to make it illegal to express support peacefully for Hamas in this country? Do you understand how that goes against, even if you find it abhorrent, right? You find that speech abhorrent, right? You understand that the First Amendment is there to protect the very speech that we find most hateful, most abhorrent. And I recognize that other countries don't have this. I recognize that our European allies don't allow this. In most European countries, hate speech is illegal. Thank God that's not the case here. In most European countries, you express hatred peacefully, hatred toward Christians or Jews or Muslims, you get arrested. Here in America, that speech is protected. And I thank God every night that I live in a country that truly has free speech. I never, ever, ever, ever want the government telling me what I can and cannot say. I never, ever, ever want the government defining, as they do in the UK, as they do in Germany, defining what hate speech is. Oh man, I don't want to give that power to the government. Now, this just really pisses me off. I take a backseat to no one in this country when it comes to defending Israel. But my God, I go out and get a cup of coffee this afternoon and I see a few protesters legally and peacefully waving the Hamas flag in some sort of crazy public expression supporting Hamas, evil terrorists. Man, I'll defend with everything I've got their right to do that. This isn't up for debate, guys. Maybe in other countries it is. Not here. MAGA, you don't want to lose this, right? And anybody on the left right now, you don't want to lose this freedom, right? As an American citizen, you have a right to publicly express support for Hamas. End of discussion. Constitutionally, you have that right. Why? Because we believe in freedom here. We believe in free speech here. It's why we allow people to burn the American flag, to spit on the American flag. We find that speech abhorrent. The freedom to do that, we find more important, to be more important. I talk a lot about how authoritarian Trump is. When Donald Trump says, as he said on the campaign trail, you burn the American flag, I'm throwing you into jail. He can't do that here unless he were an authoritarian. And when Donald Trump says, as president, I'll make it illegal to publicly express support for a terrorist organization like Hamas, an American president can't do that. Only a dictator can, an authoritarian. Only an authoritarian can. And as of yet, we don't allow dictators or authoritarians in America. But this notion, guys, the bigger, broader point is this. Like the notion that somehow you're more pro-Israel because you want to shut up. And I'm talking about in America. I can't dictate what is allowed in other countries. I can't dictate what speech is allowed in Israel. I'm an American citizen. But the thought that as an American citizen, you think you're more pro-Israel because you want to shut up Israel's critics, that doesn't make you more pro-Israel. Not at all. Trump's pick to be Attorney General, Pam Bondi, came out again yesterday and said that any student in this country on a visa should be kicked out of the country if they publicly express support for Hamas. Trump's pick to be AG just said that again yesterday. If you're a student in this country and you publicly express, you're a student in this country on a visa, so you're not an American citizen. So hear me. Yes, you have the right to say the N-word in America. Hate speech is allowed in America. I hope that I've established that as an American citizen, you have the right to publicly express support for Hamas. And all of us Americans should defend that freedom. All of us, everybody listening to me right now should agree with me. If you're an American who believes in freedom, if you're an American who believes in free speech, if you're an American who believes in the First Amendment, every American then should agree with me and defend the right of any other American citizen to wave the Hamas flag. You should all be with me defending the right of that American citizen to do that. I mean, that's not up for debate. Trump's pick to be AG, Pam Bondi, said yesterday that if you're a student in this country on a visa, meaning you're not an American citizen, you're in this country going to school on a visa, and you publicly express support for Hamas, Pam Bondi said she will work to make sure you're kicked out of the country immediately. A student in this country on a visa publicly expressing support for Hamas. Again, utterly wrong, utterly un-American. We're talking about not American citizens, but in this country, and an utterly weak thing to do. Like, our free speech, our freedom here in this country is unique around the world. It's special. It's what makes us special. We need to lead with that. And so a student who comes here, not as an American citizen, but on a visa, who comes to school here, and they're bad on the issue of Israel, and they're out there supporting the Palestinian people, and they're out there protesting against Israel, man, it makes us stronger as a country, allowing them to do that. It's like we have so much confidence in who we are and in our freedoms that we allow students on visas here to have the same free speech rights that American citizens do. Like, we feel so damn confident in who we are as a people, and we feel so damn confident in our Constitution that if you're here on a visa, sure, you can publicly express your support for Hamas, because we hold that freedom to be sacred. What a great signal to send to the rest of the world, that we're not so weak that we would actively try to shut down that speech. We'd kick you out of the country because you practiced speech that offended us. How weak is that? What an un-American thing for Pam Bondi, Trump's pick to be AG, to say. Just like Trump saying that he wants to make it illegal for American citizens to publicly express support for Hamas. What a weak thing to say. Goes against what we are as a people. Wrong. To kick students out of the country who simply want to practice the same freedoms that American citizens are allowed to practice. We should encourage that kind of freedom here, even if and when it's freedom that we disagree with. I utterly disagree with students here on visas waving the Hamas flag. I utterly disagree with what they're protesting for, but utterly agree with their right to protest. You have the right in America, MAGA, to protest in support, to publicly express support for Nazis and white supremacists. Right? Everybody's with me? Americans, you have the right to publicly support white supremacists. You're free to publicly support Nazis. You're free to publicly be an anti-Semite. This is what makes America so great. Trump talks about making America great. What makes America great is that we give people the freedom to spit on the American flag. That's what makes America great, is that you have the freedom in this country to burn the American flag. That freedom, that's what makes America great. What makes America great is that you have the freedom in America to peacefully express support for a terrorist organization. That freedom, that's what makes America great. What makes America great is that you have the freedom in this country to express your desire to be a white supremacist or a black separatist. That freedom is what makes America great. America is not great when America tries to take away that freedom. When America tries to shut down speech, that's not a great America. An America that Donald Trump wants, that would put somebody in jail for burning the American flag, that's not what makes America great. An America that would say to an American citizen, you cannot wave the Hamas flag, that doesn't make America great. That's not a great America, because that's not a free America. Pam Bondi wants to be the top law enforcement officer in this country, and she doesn't even understand the First Amendment. She doesn't even understand freedom. Even those of you right now who disagree with me, even those of you right now listening to me, you're pro-Israel just like I am, and you're applauding Trump for wanting to make it illegal to fly the Hamas flag in this country because you're pro-Israel. Do a little self-examining, will you? And understand that defending the most odious speech, the most hurtful speech, the most hateful speech, the most offensive speech, the speech that makes you the most uncomfortable, defending that speech is what it means to be an American. An American who is pro-Israel, like I am, who sees a group of young people marching in support of Hamas. An American would condemn what they're marching for, but an American would defend their right to march. Are you an American? Hey, one more thing I got to get off my chest. Donald Trump yesterday sued a pollster. Think about that. Donald Trump, president-elect, sued a pollster, sued the Des Moines Register and the Des Moines Register's pollster because a week before Election Day, the Des Moines Register and that pollster came out with a poll that Donald Trump didn't like. So Donald Trump last night sued that newspaper and that pollster. Until I'm blue in the face, baby. This is what dictators do. This is what authoritarians do. This is what kings do. You intimidate, you bully, you go after a free press, and then it's not much of a leap to try to shut down a free press, to try to censor and silence a free press. But just on the face of it, MAGA, you really want to go there? You want to be in a world where candidates who don't like certain polls that come out or don't like articles that are written about them, you want to live in a world where candidates just go ahead and sue the newspapers or the websites or the pollsters? I understand, like I get it, that Donald Trump is the biggest crybaby in the history of humanity. I get that. And if Donald Trump just wants to continue being a big crybaby, let him. But the president-elect, he's going to be sworn in to be president. So this is way beyond Trump just being a crybaby. This is Trump using his official powers, government, to try to silence a free press. Make no mistake, that's what he did against ABC News a week ago. ABC News caved. He's doing the same thing here. Again, if you're an American and you believe in that thing we call the First Amendment, and you don't have to, MAGA, you don't have to. And if it would liberate you, MAGA Trump supporters, to come out of the closet right now and just say, Joe, I believe in Trump. I no longer believe in the First Amendment, because we're getting to that point where you can't believe in both, right? You can't say you believe in Trump and you believe in the Constitution. You believe in Trump and you believe in the First Amendment. You believe in Trump and you believe in free speech. You believe in Trump and you believe in a free press. We're at that point now where you really can't say that. You kind of have to choose. I mean, Trump's saying he wants to put in jail people who burn the American flag. You can't say you support that and you support free speech. Trump saying he wants to kick people out of this country who wave the Hamas flag. You can't say you support the First Amendment if you support that. Trump suing newspapers, intimidating the free press to try to shut them up. You can't say, if you're a Trump supporter, you can no longer say that you support a free press in this country if you're not going to defend a free press in this country. And newsflash, I'll close with this, Keith. Newsflash, what is a free press? Well, free, right? Like MSNBC is free to be anti-Trump. Just like Fox News is free to be pro-Trump. They're free to be whatever they want, to have whatever bias they want. And they're free from government control. That's what we mean by a free press. Trump and the government can't tell MSNBC or Fox News what they can say every day. That's the threat to democracy. That's what we mean by a free press. And so if you support a free press in America, I guess this is the common theme here, and so we'll close with this theme, MAGA. If you truly support a free press in this country, then you must condemn Donald Trump going after the free press. If you truly support Israel as an American, then you must defend the freedom of Israel's critics in this country to protest against Israel, even to wave the Hamas flag, if you're truly pro-Israel. And if you're truly pro-free speech, if you support free speech in this country, then you need to stand up right now and say that you oppose Trump making it illegal to burn the American flag, and you oppose Trump wanting to make it illegal for an American to wave the Hamas flag. Stand up and condemn that if you truly support the First Amendment. But if you don't, if you just support Trump and you want him to be an authoritarian, then have the balls. Have the balls. Have the balls to just come out and say it. I stand with Trump. He should have the power to do whatever he wants to do. Just have the decency and the courage to come out and say that. Joe Walsh, whiteflag@gmail.com. That's my email, all one word. Apologize if the connection and the shot wasn't great. I'll improve it tomorrow. Joe Walsh, white flag, all one word. Joe Walsh, whiteflag@gmail.com. TikTok, love you. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.